Alright, ladies and gentlemen, what is going on? Welcome back here to another FIFA World Cup qualifiers recap video. Going to be doing a recap for Day 4, Day 5, and Day 6, so let's get into it, shall we? First game we had was Kazakhstan versus France. France, they win 2-0 against Kazakhstan, and next up was England versus Albania. England, they win 2-0 against Albania, but for the most part, it looks like Albania did a pretty good job of giving off an effort against England. And then we had Armenia win 2-0 against Iceland, so far, all I have to say about this game, though, is that Armenia are looking very, very impressive in the group. Armenia look like they can qualify for a spot at the World Cup if they continue to show off their fine performances. Next up, we had the Denmark and the Moldova game. Denmark, they win 8-0. Surprisingly, man, what a performance by Denmark. I think this is like one of their highest ever victories here in a qualifier game, so 8-0 performance by Denmark was just absolutely solid. And then we had the Georgia and the Spain game. Spain, they ended up winning 2-1 thanks to a goal from Olmo in the 92nd minute, but for the most part, it looked like that Georgia, they played Spain very, very tough. And then we had the Austria and the Faroe Islands game. Austria, they ended up winning the game 3-1. Next up, we had the Italy-Bulgaria game. Italy, they win 2-0 right here. And then we had the Israel and Scotland game where both Israel and Scotland drew. Next up, we had the Sweden and the Kosovo game. Sweden, they ended up winning 3-0. And then we had the North Macedonia game. They ended up winning 5-0 against Liechtenstein. And speaking of North Macedonia, they are looking also very, very impressive in the qualifiers. Seriously, dude. And then we had the Poland and Andorra game. Lewandowski ended up scoring a brace, but unfortunately, man, he got injured, so he's going to be out for 4 weeks, which sucks because I was really hoping that Lewandowski was going to be here for the England game, but unfortunately, that's not the case. And then Germany ended up winning 1-0 against Romania. Hungary, they ended up winning 3-0 against San Marino. Switzerland, they win 1-0 against Lithuania. And then Ukraine, they drew 1-1 with Finland, including a goal from Pukki in the 89th minute to secure a point for Finland. And then to recap the Tuesday games, first of all, we had Azerbaijan going against Serbia. Serbia ended up winning 2-1 thanks to a brace from Mitrovic. And speaking of Mitrovic, he's ended up being Serbia's all-time goal scorer, and he's without a doubt Serbia's best player in the qualifier. I mean, Mitrovic has just been absolutely impressive for Serbia recently in the qualifiers. He's single-handedly carrying the team on his back, and he's helping them, keep that top spot. So I think maybe Serbia can get second place here in this group, or maybe even first place, but I'd probably think Portugal will still win first place. But once again, man, Serbia showing off why their football team, including Mitrovic, has really good potential to qualify for another World Cup. And then we had another upset in the qualifiers. Cyprus ended up winning 1-0 against Slovenia thanks to a goal from Pitas in the 42nd minute. And then we had the Belgium and the Belarus game, and what a performance by Belgium, 8-0. Belgium were just absolutely dominant in this game, and even though Hazard wasn't playing, Belgium still gave off a very crazy performance. So as long as Belgium have the current talent, and I still think Belgium are going to go far even without Hazard. And then we had the Croatia and Malta game. Croatia, they ended up winning 3-0. And then we had another high-scoring game. This time, the Netherlands, they ended up winning 7-0 against Gibraltar, including a brace from Memphis Depay. So what a performance from the Dutch. And then we had the Luxembourg and the Portugal game. Portugal, they ended up winning 3-1 thanks to a goal from Jota, Ronaldo, and Paulinho. And then we had the Montenegro and the Norway game. Norway, they ended up winning 1-0. But even though Holland hasn't scored yet for Norway, I don't know why Holland hasn't scored for Norway in the qualifiers, but I'm hoping he's going to score. And then we had the Slovakia and Russia game, and Slovakia once again ended up winning 2-1 against Russia, just like how they did at Euro 2016. So Skriniar and Mok ended up scoring the goals for Slovakia. And then we had the Turkey and the Latvia game, another shocker right there, as it looked like it was going to be another win for Turkey, but then Latvia actually put up a fight against Turkey, and Latvia ended up holding Turkey to a 3-3 draw. So what a performance by Latvia, holding Turkey to a 3-3 draw, including being down 2-0, and they made a comeback. And then we had the Wales and the Czech Republic game. Wales, they won 1-0 thanks to a goal from James in the 81st minute. Much needed win for Wales in order for them to hope that they can qualify for the World Cup in Qatar. Even though Bale didn't score, Wales, they still got the W. So now we're going to talk about the Armenia and Romania game. Really impressive performance by Armenia. I would have to say Armenia, they win 3-2 against Romania, including a penalty in the 89th minute. Barsegyan scored a goal for Armenia, the game winner here. So what a performance by Armenia. They got another 3 points. So what can I say, man? Armenia, they look like they can really qualify for the World Cup in Qatar, man. Seriously, Armenia have just been pretty impressive in this group stage. Seriously, man, just their team chemistry recently has just been absolutely fun to watch. So Armenia in this game, they were down 2-1, but then they made a comeback by scoring 2 goals in just 3 minutes, including the game winner. So Armenia, they got the 3-2 win over Romania, hard-fought W. And then Hungary, they ended up winning 4-1 against Andorra. Impressive performance by Hungary. They scored 4 Gs. And then Denmark, they win 4-0 against Austria. What a performance by Denmark, including a brace from Skov Olsen. So Denmark, they looked very dominant in this game against Austria, man. Denmark, pretty fine performance by him. And then France, they win 1-0 against Bosnia. It looked like it was going to be a high-scoring game for France. Bosnia, they looked pretty well well in this game. I would have to say they played France pretty tough, but then Griezmann ended up getting that goal for France in the 60th minute. So France are continuing to show that they're undefeated, I think, in this group stage. And then we had the England and the Poland game, but Poland, surprisingly, in this game, they played England tough at Wembley because it looked like it was going to be one of those games where England were going to win 5-0 because Poland didn't have Lewandowski and 3 of their players were out as well in this game. So it looked like it was going to be a massive win for England. But then Poland actually looked very impressive in this game, especially the way how they were able to defend against England's front attack and, only hold them to 2 goals in this game. So it just goes to show you, man, that Poland, they gave off a very impressive performance against England despite them not having Lewandowski. Motor, he got a goal for them in the 58th minute, but then Harry Maguire sealed the deal for England. And one other thing I want to say about this game is that the penalty right there was absolutely horrendous. I don't know why we didn't let the ball sail out of bounds. Instead, one of our players tried to tackle the England player, and then, of course, he ends up getting fouled, and then, that drew a penalty for England. So then Harry Kane ended up scoring the pen for England, but then after that, Motor, he got the goal, but Harry Maguire, he gave England the 3 points. But I still think that England are going to win this group, and I'm hoping that Poland at least can secure maybe a qualifying spot for the World Cup in Qatar. Of course, with a fully healthy Lewandowski, I think that's going to be possible, but we got to play more as a team, than just be reliant on Lewandowski all the time. And then we had the Germany and North Macedonia game, another upset of the day, as North Macedonia upset Germany 2-1, and it looked like that Germany were going to get that game winner after Gundogan scored that penalty for Germany in the 63rd minute, but then Timo Werner, but I think it was after that or before that, Timo Werner missed that easy goal opportunity for Germany. But speaking of that Timo Werner miss, man, is he going to be able to make it with Germany to Qatar if he's going to continue to give off very subpar performances? Because I think that if Timo Werner continues to give off very bad performances, then he's probably going to get dropped from the squad. But nonetheless, man, a very bad miss by Timo Werner. I think he could have definitely made that goal. I don't know how Timo Werner missed that goal, but it's just his finishing has just been pretty abysmal, I would have to say. Then we had the Greece-Georgia game. It ended 1-1, and then Iceland, they win 4-1 against Liechtenstein. Italy, they win 2-0 against Lithuania. Israel, they win 4-1 against Moldova, including a goal from Zahavi. And then we had the Northern Ireland-Bulgaria game. It ended 0-0. Albania, they win 2-0 against San Marino. And then Scotland, they win 4-0 against the Faroe Islands. So not a bad performance from Scotland, I would have to say. Meg again, he scored a brace for Scotland in this game. And then we had the Spain and the Kosovo game. Spain, they win 3-1, but that goal by Halimi for Kosovo was very impressive. He caught Spain's keeper sleeping and he netted in a beautiful goal. But then Moreno sealed the deal for Spain in the 75th minute. And then Ukraine draw 1-1 with Kazakhstan. So anyways, ladies and gents, that's my recap of the World Cup qualifier games. Let me know, what did you think about the games in the comment section below? And I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, like, comment, subscribe, and peace.